more I learn about this, the more it's like,
Can I run?
I don't have to be, because we're just gonna implement it anyways.
We went through and made adjustments, like our state share revenue is gonna be down next year because they lowered it. Like we're not, those are paid in full this year, so we got zeros there. So mine are probably pretty close to yours, mine's a couple.
Yeah, so I think, well, I'll go over a suggestion on how we can handle it. I can't believe I walked out. I went down to change, I gotta go and grab my laptop.
It's probably been 20 years since I put something on a thumb drive.
Yeah. It's like, how's this thing work? Well, on our work computers, we can't put anything on a thumb drive. Can't put anything to it, can't take anything off of it. So it's like if I'm at a hotel and need to print something, I have to like send it to my personal email and then go to the hotel, which I just don't even bother nowadays.
Yep.
It is 5 o'clock on January 20th, 2026. I am calling the special board meeting for the budget workshop to order. I'll rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. It is 5 o'clock on January 20th.
Who's talking?
2026. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. We are going to begin, the clerk is going to take roll call. Clerk, you may proceed.
Trustee Harmon.
Here.
Treasurer Wiersma.
Here.
Clerk Stage, here. Supervisor Hutchings.
Here.
Trustee Langshaw. Here. Trustee White.
Here.
Thank you. I am seeking to approve the agenda as presented.
Support.
We have motion and support to approve the agenda as presented. Is there further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Motion carries. Thank you. I am seeking a motion to approve the consent agenda as provided.
I'll second.
We have a motion and support to approve the consent agenda as presented. Is there further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries. We are moving into the budget portion. We do have some spreadsheets on the TV behind us, and I'm going to turn this portion of the meeting over to Trustee Harmon. She will take my seat, and I will take her seat. I will not, and remember, you're gonna need to talk loud. Oh, let me get you the microphone. Since we don't- You want the microphone?
Sure. Okay, it's that time of year again to start talking budgets, but before we can do that, we have to do a budget amendment for the current year that we're on. So what I have here, we're going to come back to this table and I'll blow it up a little bit, but this first tab is just a download out of our BS&A software And so it has the GL numbers, the description. It's got the original budget, so what we originally approved. It's got the amended budget, and then it's got the year-to-date balance. And then we're not going to worry about activity for the month because this is as of, really, we're focusing as of the end of December. There's a little bit that creeped in from January. And then it gives the budget used. So we bring this over and we put it into a table so we keep the current information so we can always compare back to the current when we go into propose. So we highlight what's different and it's formatted. And I go through and I make sure that Mary hasn't added any accounts or deleted accounts on me. So I make sure that these total numbers add up on the total numbers on the download, which they do. So on the proposed table, all right. Can you see that okay, Todd? So we've got a GL number, and then I just break it up area. So the first table up top is revenue, and then we've got the description, and then we bring in the original budget, the amended budget, which is the last time we amended it a couple months ago, and then the proposed year-to-date, and then it's got available balance, which is what's the delta between what we budgeted, what we've spent, and then it's got a percent used. And then over here, there's a couple different things. So this is a table, and I really just wanted people to be able to see it a couple different ways. So I've got the original budget, revenues, expenses, and the difference. So when we did the budget a year ago, we set it knowing we were going to eat into the surplus by $254,000. As we've amended it, and usually we don't take our expenses down, but we actually came down 250 on the difference, primarily from the revenue forecast going up versus the expense. This time, and so this proposed has not been approved yet. This is, I went through and made some cuts, had very few conversations with Mary and Amanda to get their input on it. But this is the proposed, so it's come down even further. And then I threw in our current fiscal year actual. And again, it's not perfect to show actual revenue versus actual expenses because not everything comes in smoothly, but we're now 3/4 of the way through the year. So it starts to give you an idea. And so our difference is only, call it 50,000. So, I think we're doing a really good job of only spending when we need to spend. And then, so here, the first cut of this has the delta being at a negative 131. All right, so on to this proposal. And I usually bring my laptop so I can make edits as we go, but I forgot to grab it. So if Amanda, do you want to make any notes numbers that are going to change versus what's
This is
up here.
for 26.
No, this is first for the proposed budget because we have to make the changes to that.
No, I think what you got for proposed.
Is good? Okay. So I went through, and you can see if you look at the amended versus the proposed, and on my computer it actually has conditional formatting to put a color on it when it's different. But let's see, I'm not all the way at the top. So right here on, the PILT from MSU, a little bit higher. So that's done. So I just brought it up to match what the year-to-date balance was. If you come down here, same thing with special assessment principal. So, and I usually round things up. So it was 3659. I put 3700. I don't know if there'll be anything else that'll creep in the last quarter. Oh, here's right here on the building permits. So a lot of this is flow through. So we're at 80,000. We're at 95. I just rounded up to 100. We still have another quarter to go. I would think it might be a little slow in the last quarter being winter, but one never knows. Just a little bit on the maps, labels, addresses, 200 to 225. A little bit here in the donations. Same thing with reimbursement. So you don't see a whole lot. So the original, or the last time we had was 1,205,820. Now we're at 1,229,000. So that would be the revenue. And Amanda, you're good with those changes? All right, come on.
There's a bar over to the right-hand corner. Lynn, see that blue thing? Yep, there you go.
Ooh, okay, that works a little bit better. Okay, so now is where I've made really the first time doing this, where I've really focused on taking some stuff down where it looked like we were sitting high. And there's still, I think, some opportunities where we have some funds in an account that the monies must actually be coming into a different account. So we'll see those. So we start with the board, and so as you walk through here, I haven't done anything up in this category. Then we come down to the supervisor. On the county level alternate, I bumped that from 150 up to 400. Supplies, I bumped it down from 2,200 to 250. We're only at $13. Same thing, supplies. Supplies on the clerk was at 154. Bumped that up to 250. Professional services, we had 2,060. We haven't used any. I left 500 in there. All right. Let's see. We look. Let's see. Amended budget. Here's an add-on where memberships we didn't have anything, but we spent 100 on a membership, so I put 100 in there. Miscellaneous and training, we had 2,000. We've only got $15, so I bumped it down to 250. Equipment, we had 4,060. We're still on clerk, so I bumped that down to 2,000. So one thing, any of these categories, because especially Mary, the way elections work, one year there's not a lot, the next year there is. So this is where if I simply take a inflationary number and use it for next year, if we're coming off a low year, then it's going to be too low. Or if we're coming off a high year, it's going to be too high. So that's going to take some going through and looking at stuff.
Hey, Lynn, so if we can go back to supervisor, I believe you can take down supplies.
I took it all the way to 250.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Thank you.
All right. Let me bring this.
have a question, because benefits, we're coming down to that. It's got social security, we set aside 101,970, we're only at 23,000. What is that? Are we divvying that up between other things now? Cause that's like an extra 75 grand.
Can I see that? I don't have that in front of me, so I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like social security.
What,
for-
Amanda, what category are you under?
It's benefits, it's right below assessor, I believe.
I would have to look at my
It's down below here.
spreadsheet that I do the payroll out of and see what we're putting that in, but I can get with Lynn and tell her
That might
what
be
category.
come way down 'cause it's somewhere
Right.
else.
Yeah, it must
We can, I can tell her where that's going.
You see it down there?
Yeah, it's this one right,
Yeah.
right here.
But I can let you know if that's something that we can change.
Cause that's probably divvied up between. 'cause
Yeah,
it
so I
looks like
didn't
a
move, because it was social
charge.
security,
Yeah.
I didn't, touch that one. All right, so up under the auditor, professional services, is that the auditor?
Yeah.
So we had 15, we only spent 10. Are we done for the fiscal year?
I don't know how much prep work he does before he comes in and starts, but we won't see him until July.
Okay.
So we might
So
actually be done.
I bumped it only to 12, leaving a little bit
I
in
think
there.
that's fine.
So then we get the border review.
So you left it at 12?
It was 15, I took it to 12.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's okay, because they'll be helping us right now, because we have to get our 1099s out. There's some other things that have to be done to make sure that we get our stuff done to the treasurers and for Michigan and the Fed. And so we will be getting another bill from them for
Right,
that
so we still,
stuff.
here, we still have not quite 1,600.
I'm hoping
Left.
that'll be okay.
All right, so on the border review, so right here, printing and publishing was 2,500. We haven't spent any. I put it to 500. I don't
You
see.
might want to move that up to at least 600. I just got a bill from them. And I know that it's above 500.
All right,
For our
Right.
assessor?
For Board of the Review, for publishing.
Oh, okay.
all right. So you want to make a note? Let's just put that at. You know what the bill was?
That was 540 some dollars.
We'll just put it at
so-
600.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't be 1,000 if you've already got 5 in there, and then we've got another $500 bill. Wouldn't
No,
that
no.
be a
This is
grand?
we haven't spent any yet.
Okay.
So I took down. So we
Have
just
we
take-
not spent any? We've had Board of Review this year. Correct. Correct. And that's a zero balance? Because we've had several Board of Reviews.
Yeah, but
so it's-
if it wasn't a public hearing or if it wasn't something that had to be published in the paper, then it wouldn't have been.
Okay, thank you
Okay.
for clarifying, Mary Carol. Thank you.
All right, as we come down here, memberships, it was 100. We spent 124. I just bumped it to 150. Mileage, we were at 389 versus 300, bumped up to 400. Miscellaneous training, it was 2,500. You've got some training coming up, so I left it at 1,500. Equipment, we were at 4,060. I put that 3,000. Supplies were 1,000, just took it to 750. We spent 549. Professional services, we had just over 2,000. I haven't spent any. I took it to 100.
And that's the assessor one, we're gonna pop back up
Okay.
by like $1,800 for her March.
Okay. All right. So that's just a time, and that happens. It's a timing thing.
Yep,
so
yep,
you you got that,
I
Amanda,
got
in
a
the
note on
notes.
that. Yep.
All right. Assessor equipment was 25, spent 17. I just bumped it down to 2,000. Here's that Social Security we're talking about. So Mary's going to do some research into that to see if those funds are actually going elsewhere. I didn't touch it because it said Social Security on it. All right. Same thing. We got this MESC. We got the 16,000. We haven't spent any on it, so we need to look into that. Retirement. That's fairly right on. Contract services for so again, this is a low election year, so I took some numbers down. It was at 5,000. I took it to 500. Attorney expenses 1,000. I took it down to 500. Printing and publishing, I took it down to 1,000. Repair and maintenance, I took it to 1,200. We spent 1,000. Miscellaneous train.
We're gonna wanna bring that up. He's coming in tomorrow to do PMs on our machines. So that'll bump that back up.
Do you know what that'll run?
I can't remember what it ran last year, so I can look.
Okay.
It's not
All
a
right.
problem.
Can you circle that one and get with Amanda and
Yep.
all right, miscellaneous training. We were at 1163. I'd only spent 50, so I bumped it to 100. Equipment, we're at 58. Haven't spent anything. Bumped it down to 1,000. Insurance. The property and liability. I think we talked about this last time. I think this bill comes in right at the end of the year. But definitely one is when we do the absolute final review of this, which we do in April. This always cracks me up. We do that in April. We'll adjust that.
We have a meeting with Jeff Lansky coming up, so we'll have more firm numbers the next time we discuss budget.
All right. Here's a deductible on the hall that we spent. We didn't budget for it. 5,000, so I put it there. So I don't know if that's actually part of property and liability insurance. It got split out.
Is that $1,000 our legal suit when we have to pay a deductible and people
Yes.
sue us? That's what that is.
Oh, that okay.
That's our
You're right.
deductible for
That's
legal
what that
suits.
is.
We'll be getting another one of those.
All right.
Do we want to put that in for 2,000?
Yeah, might as well go ahead and it'd go up to 10,000, wouldn't it? We know we got one coming, right? 'Cause it's 5,000 every time.
Yeah, that's 10,000. Correct. We got two in. Do you think we're gonna have to pay that before April 1st, Mary?
I don't know, it depends on where that lawsuit ends up. Yeah, well, if it closes down, then we'll end up paying before
Let's
the
just
end
put
of
it
the
in.
year.
Let's go ahead and take it up.
Okay. Do we want to put in there deductible legal? That way in the future we'll know. Thank you.
Servers, IT retention. The video alarm fob service, that went up a little bit to 4,000 from 3,300. AGS professional services, again, this is part of the wash. It's not all washed through, but a big chunk of it is. So I bumped that up to 17,000. It probably will have to go up again to based on the activity we have. So the lawn mowing, snow removal, this is sitting low, and I think it may be because we have stuff in the cemetery and the park separated out.
Also separated out for fire and law
Right.
enforcement.
So this could be, but I didn't want to touch it because, I mean, it's the middle of winter.
Our two
Right.
largest bills come in January and
Right.
February, so.
I feel like though, because we can't spend the money in the cemetery, do we want to pull that out of the cemetery, from the cemetery fund? And, I mean, it's a cost allocated for the cemeteries, but we can't use it for the perpetual care fund.
No, but we have a chunk of cemetery, and we'll get to it, that sits in the 101 account, and that is our ongoing, that's just our expenses.
Okay,
So we put it in there.
okay.
Cleaning services are running a little bit higher. So that's from 85.49. It was at 95, so I bumped it up to 12 with another quarter to go.
How was that possible?
Telephone, we were at 7 versus use of 32, so I bumped that down to 5.
Do you want to pull that, look at that, Mary Carol?
I think it's because she bills every
Oh, I'm
other
going the
week,
wrong
and
way.
sometimes we got 3 weeks in a month, and sometimes 2.
We looked at the invoice today and it wasn't that high. She's got a binder. It wasn't, we just looked at it today.
All right.
Oh.
I haven't
bet
done
getting
anything like
carpets
email
cleaned isn't
services,
enough.
but, we're running low there.
Oh, I think that's what it is.
Mileage for the haul, I bumped that up to 200. We're at 103.
What's
I
that,
didn't-
what's that email service, 701-265-8?
Is that MailChimp?
There's email services and there's mail push to residents.
Mary Carol, we think it's carpet cleaning. That could be. Mm-hmm, yep. But it's good to look at that, just to be sure.
So like take utilities, we're sitting really good, but again, we're now in winter when they're going to be the highest, so we'll see. Repair and maintenance on the hall. So we'd only budgeted 2. We're at 55. I moved it up to 6.
So one of the things I want to talk about with this group is I had a gutter person come out and look because we've got this gutter right behind Lynn that is dribbling down on the mason work, and the grout is beginning to come out. When they came out and did a walk around, we were quoted $2,700 to do 2 things: clean out all of the gutters and put a guard in there. But the third thing, which we need because it's difficult to get those gutters cleaned because the building is so tall. But the third thing is a repair of this gutter. And what the individual said is the way the gutter is situated is not the way it should be. It has been broken and has been riveted together, which is causing water damage to our building. I had another individual give us a quote for $2,500. So we're around $2,700 to $2,500. I did not get a third yet, but we've got to get this addressed.
When
in
I
the
get home,
upcoming-
I'll send you, it's Hill out of Penfield.
Okay,
He
we've got to get that corrected.
Yeah, he's done our house, and I was shocked
Okay.
at the
So-
pricing. But
Hill, what?
a hill gutters.
Is it eavesdropping?
There's 2 hills. They're brothers. I think they must have had
You're
a
just going to
family
send me your
squabble.
contract?
But
Contact?
I'll send you the one I use. All right. Let's see. All right, so here's the accrued building fund. So we've got 1 payment left. It's going to be maybe slightly less than the 105, but it's going to be right in that neighbor. This is the final one. So when we get over talking about proposed, you won't see it for next year. Yay. Lease equipment, that's sitting a little bit higher. I bumped it up to 35. Copier usage, I bumped that up to 2 from 15. Police maintenance from 4 up to 1,000. Police IT services from 3 up to 6,500. The video alarm and fob services, that wasn't budgeted, so added 2,000. Same thing with auditing, put 750 in there. Attorney expenses, 15 to 3. Telephone from 1236 up to 1750. Utilities up a little bit. Nothing there, nothing there. Building permits, so that's up again, it's gonna be part of the flow-through.
Do we get a bump annually on streetlights, or is that relatively stagnant for neighborhoods that are paying for their streetlights?
So we have not reevaluated our streetlights since 2011. So we've been charging the same amount since 2011. And technically, we can increase that by 10% per year to cover our expenses. And since it hasn't been done, we're capped at that 10% when we want to increase it. So we need to overhaul our entire streetlight billing and reevaluate. We're losing probably 50% of streetlights.
Oh, yeah, so let's,
We gotta look at that.
So Rob Thal's already checked into it, and he said it'd probably cost about $5,000 between the public hearings and noticing everybody, to get those streetlights up to date.
oh, so it's not just
It's, right, it costs us about $22,000 a year, and we collect $9,860 from the residents.
but we can't just
We can't just,
increase it.
we can't. So had we been increasing it the whole time, it would have probably kept kind of in line with what we've been charged, but the fact that we haven't touched them since
So,
2011.
so if we spend the money to increase it to start with, capped at 10%,
And then as long as it's being adjusted every single year.
then
to
we're good. We don't
cover
have to.
costs. It
Okay.
won't be something we have to do
All
again.
right, so I think that's something we ought to take a look. I mean, I don't want to gouge anybody, but at the same time, if the
But-
people who have it aren't paying for it, then people who don't have it are paying for it.
Well, this board has always made a commitment that we can't be carrying the expenses. It has to be
Right.
passed through, as you've indicated, and
Right.
so we're gonna have to spend the money with legal to get back in line with having, neighborhoods pay for 100% of their streetlights.
And if you're talking about like even doubling the cost, which is what we're talking about, the highest annual streetlights we charge is about $63 in one neighborhood because there's fewer lots in that specific neighborhood that share the cost, but the highest amount it would be is, $130
To a person or to the whole neighborhood
to a person for an entire year.
for a year?
So it's not like a significant increase.
But even then, we may have to do the 10% increase.
We would
for several years to get caught up.
reevaluate and, no, if we reevaluate and reset the amounts this year, as long as we're doing the 10% increases annually, then we shouldn't have
Oh,
to do it
so we
really
can,
ever
we
again.
can reset. That's what the hearing
That's
is.
what the hearing
Correct.
And then we apply the increase
Correct.
going forward.
Correct.
Because everybody, like,
Gotcha.
streetlights are based on parcel numbers, so all the parcels that are in a subdivision, so you have somebody who combines a parcel or splits a parcel, or then that parcel automatically comes out of the streetlight district. So even like those parcels are no longer paying their share because it's based on the parcel number. So it just has to be redone because it
Yep.
hasn't been looked at. And
All right,
years.
so here's where we have the cemetery. That's the operating piece of the cemetery. So we've got the maintenance salary, which I did not adjust this, but we're sitting, I don't know, I'm not sure why we're sitting so high here. I must have just missed this as I was going through it to make adjustments because we're at 2,500. We budgeted 13,000. So I think that one, at the very least, we ought to probably drop it down to 5,000. We only got a quarter left.
Hold on. Are we caught up with Andrew's time card? Okay. Okay.
So let's drop that down to a 5,000.
Is Andrew breaking out his time card into hall, cemetery? Okay.
Here's the lawn and snow removal. That is, we budgeted 16,480. We're at 16,500. I went to 17,500. I mean, it's all going to depend on the weather. That's that one right there. Repair and maintenance, we were sitting at 1,000. We haven't spent only like $9, so I bumped it to 250.
You know, I'm wondering if that repair and maintenance. Okay, so the repair and maintenance is gonna be things that are purchased and used for repair and maintenance. The salary
Is going to be up on that one
is
above.
gonna be different because it's gonna be,
That's that.
we paid to do the repair and maintenance. I'm wondering if those were all combined at one time.
Could be.
And that's why.
All right, now we get down into the planning commission. So, let's see.
When we were talking, back up to the cemetery, when we were talking before about adding that portion that you were talking about, we were talking about seeing if we could purchase a parcel. Are we still in that camp, or is that something we're dropping for now?
Oh, to do the,
To do add a niche.
they add a niche.
But if
So,
Or columbarium.
so now's a good time to talk about this because we're full.
down here at Yorkville, right?
Yeah, Yorkville is full.
Right.
Day is not. We don't use Howlandsburg. And we do have individuals that have gone into Ross Center recently. But absent somebody donating a largeable field that we can use for another cemetery, we are quickly reaching capacity to bury Ross Township individuals in Ross Township.
Yeah, and I know, like,
Smarter to have another cemetery, or is it smarter to add on to the one we already have on C Avenue?
Yes. I mean, I know that Richland is doing a columbarium. I know that Fort Custer National Cemetery has done a columbarium. I think that we need to look at doing that. I know Lynn has got a lot of expertise in that regard, and I think this is something that we talked about last year at our budget, and I think this is something we need to talk about.
That's not something we can add a day? If we bought
Sure,
that
along the
property?
back, sure, along the back wall, or absolutely, but
Or would we I thought, Mary Carol, you said last time we would have to purchase some property to order to put a columbarium in.
That's what I thought.
and not
No.
necessarily. I mean, it depends on the cemetery and the space.
How much call do we have for it? That's the next.
well, you're not gonna put it in the middle of Day Cemetery. It would have to be, aside. So you've got the field. Correct, correct.
But I mean, a columbarium can be, it can take all kinds of shapes and sizes, and so I think, I don't know what Richland charges, but I can tell you, nobody's buying a columbarium spot for $300 in a non
I'll ask.
township cemetery. So I would check with Richland, and you're more than welcome to come out to Memorial Park Cemetery and meet with Alex, who's the manager, and Shannon, who's kind of his assistant, and take a look at the different columbariums that we have out there. I think the one's like 96, the one that's like the Garden of the Cross one, and then we've got octagonal ones, which if you drive down Helmer, you can see them.
I've seen them, yeah.
The
How
problem we
many are
have,
in that?
We need to first decide, maybe on a size, and.
Yeah.
But leave it so that you can add to it.
Those
Instead
are,
of having to put it someplace else later.
yeah, those are designed so you can actually have multiple. They're different sizes, and so if somebody wanted to have a niche that they could put multiple people in, or that the remains of multiple people. Sounds funny, put multiple people in. But I don't remember the count on that one.
Okay.
But, all
Thank
right.
you.
So getting down to planning commission, the planner professional services, we had 3914. We haven't spent any. I just left 1,000 in there. The AGS, that was sitting up, so I bumped that up from 12 to 1750.
So those professional services probably should be split between AGS and the recorder for the planning commission. Because the professional services probably used to be the gal that we had, and she was doing the minutes and also giving of her time, and now
It would also be like if we were doing something where we needed to bring in
somebody's
somebody's expertise would go in that. So I don't think we get rid of it, but I think we probably,
Reduce
Reduce
it,
it.
absolutely.
Right.
Yep.
all right. Under the zoning board, professional services, we haven't spent any. It was at 6,000. I went to 2,500. All right, and that's really it. So what I'd like to do is, I move that we approve the new proposed amended budget with the adjustments that were captured by Amanda.
Did I miss, we missed roads, because that's
All
a,
right, that's a question I.
where's roads?
Roads, roads aren't in the 100 budget, are they, Amanda? Or Mary?
I owe the road commission of Kalamazoo
Yes.
County an answer tomorrow. And so,
This is for proposed though, not existing.
No, we're still on the current year, but that would be proposed, but what category is
Roads
roads?
is 446,
Oh, we just-
101, 446.
We went past it, but we didn't make any changes to it. It's right here, roads, professional services.
So that's what we have set for
So
this
when we
year.
get to the proposed, like, for right now, all I did for the first cut was to add that 3.1 on it. What are they asking, what are they said?
125?
Okay, so right now I have it sitting at 118.
Christina, does that include the carryover that we have right now?
Yes. Yep. So, let me look at,
We don't have to match that, do we?
Wait, what's the carryover?
Yeah, there was carryover about 17,000, I think. It was in that flyer we got today.
so we will have, and I did share this with the board, we will have some state funds that will be coming down from the state next year. This will be the last year for several years that we're gonna have to do the 50% par match. And I just wanna jump on my calculator really quick and look at
All right,
this.
well, let's finish up the current fiscal year proposed budget. And so I move that we accept the amendments as presented with the adjustments captured by Amanda.
I'll support.
We have a motion and support to accept the preliminary budget.
No, proposed, the
The
proposed
proposed
amended
amended
to the current
to the
fiscal year.
current fiscal year budget. We have a motion and support.
Do a roll call vote, because it's dealing with money.
Now, is the fire included in that?
It is not.
Because we did amend that budget too.
We did amend the budget and we made the new budget.
Yep,
I need to talk to them about how we incorporate that.
yep.
Okay,
They're already done.
trustee White,
Aye.
trustee Langshaw, trustee Harmon,
Aye.
clerk Stage, aye, treasurer Wiersma,
Aye.
supervisor Hutchings.
Aye.
Motion passes. I guess it would be a resolution.
Correct.
Yeah.
Budget resolution,
Okay,
correct.
so in the essence of time, let's just talk about the par funds on the road. And this is where, within reason, it's matching funds. So if we don't, for every dollar we give, we get a dollar, up to the what do you say, 125?
Right. Well, the 17, we have a carryover of 17.
The carryover is included. So if you look at, I want to make sure everybody has two pieces of information. This packet, 2026 Road Commission of Kalamazoo County, and then you've got the 2026, 2030 Capital Improvement Plan. So if we look at the first line, which is 2026 total, $368,000, 950, which is 9.4 miles in Ross Township. So what they're asking is that we do 50% of that. 368, 950 divided by 2 is 184, 475. I believe last year we did 125,000. I think that that's pretty consistent with what we do, is 125,000.
Last year, we budgeted 115.
115, okay.
And this is where the 17 comes in. So we've only spent 97. So
Yep.
there's a 17 balance. And so it's not so much a carryover, but but we used, unless we end up with a surplus, we've used the money.
Correct.
It's just so what they're asking, what they're offering is a match up to 125.
No, what they, this line right here shows $368,000, 950. If we go for that full amount and every one of these streets gets touched, then we will spend 184, 475. That's the 50%. What we have done, we've never done 50% because they've got a very aggressive, which is wonderful. We want them to want to take care of the roads that our citizens were assessed. However, this is a very rich maintenance program. So my proposal will be to do the same. We just need to get through this year because next year is when the state PAR funds will come down.
Okay, so
PAR fund will go away for next year.
all right, so but do we want to budget the, did I hear the suggestion of budgeting 125, or did I just make that number up?
I thought we did 125. I was shooting for 125 because I thought that's what we did, but I see up there we only did 115.
You need to give them an answer tomorrow, right?
I do. So I just need to give them a dollar amount. And
That's hard, because here we aren't all the way through, so we don't wanna stick our neck out too far.
Well, we've been doing 115. Do we
That would
want to do 120?
I say 125.
125?
We don't have
Okay.
a-
All right.
I was gonna say, that's right.
All right.
Because they also gave 27 on here, and that, I started, just kinda looking over what they were doing in the what they're gonna do in the future, cause they went through, 30?
correct.
I mean, it's steep and steeper each year, and then we're gonna lose the 50%, so we're not gonna go up to 400 and some thousand.
No, we won't, but this is the last year we're doing the PAR funding.
But I'm saying,
We're gonna get state, so next year, we still have to do PAR funding, but how this is going to work is that state dollars are coming in. So we've got a pot that we will continue, because the reality is these roads are crumbling faster than anybody is prepared to admit. And so they've got a very aggressive 5-year plan. What they want to do is be able to do a little bit of PAR funding every year, but the majority of the funding is going to come from the state, because the state took away our state constitutional shared revenue, parked it into the road fund, and then that will be coming down, and they gave the road commission all of the authority to spend it. So we could go big and beautiful next year and really throw money at it, but that's just not anything
We
that
don't
we've
have the-
ever
we
done.
don't have the money to throw at it.
To be able to do it, right. So PAR fund is never going away, but what they're gonna do is have a smaller bucket of PAR
different
funds
way
for us to use the funding. We've gotta burn through this little pot of PAR funding to get to the big state stuff.
I would like to see us, once we have clarity on what it really is going to look like, is to have them come in and, I mean, it was back in like 18 when my recollection was that if we weren't spending 200 a year with them matching another 200, so 400, that's what I had estimated it was going to take to stay even. and, you know, but I'd like to get a new number on what do we need to invest every year to keep our roads, you know, so we're not deteriorating. But, all right, so Amanda, was that a motion?
I'll make a motion. We
I'll
increase to
support.
125.
Okay, so we got a motion on the table, support 125. Let the supervisor call the vote.
We have a motion with support to allocate $125,000 for the Road Commission of Kalamazoo County, Ross Township Partnership plan for 2026, 2027.
Because if it isn't all spoken for, am I not correct? You know, in the other townships, that there can be funds later that we can go after if we feel we can spend more?
No. I mean, they,
Well, if we read all the stuff that's.
well, but we don't have that bucket of cash.
yeah.
I'm saying we
Yeah,
don't have it, but
okay,
it's available if we see that we can use it.
I mean, we've got a
We don't
5-year
want it
plan.
now.
We definitely can use it, but I just don't, we don't have that kind of budget.
Yep,
Right, no, I see that.
all right,
But I'm just saying it's there.
okay.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Now I have my answer for the road commission.
All right, now, we're running out of time. So for setting this up for next month, same thing. Now we're gonna focus on the proposed budget. So what I need is, so I've handed this off to Mary and Amanda to do a pass-through and put in any numbers that we can't just apply a 3.1% inflation, which is what I have here, and it's simply going in and multiplying it. So sometimes that will be a good, you know, be the best thing we can use. Other times we'll have to go in and just override it based on what we're being told as far as state funding, state sharing of revenue, and some other things. So next month in February, we're going to focus on the proposed piece of it. And Amanda, what I'll do is these same tables I'll set up for the other buckets.
Okay.
So we have those, which would be the park will have one, the fire will have one, the cemetery will have one, whatever else is down there.
Okay.
Perfect. All right.
Okay?
Is this the conclusion of your budget?
Yes.
Great job, Lynn. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate treasurer and the clerk working together. Fantastic job.
I move that we adjourn this budget meeting.
Or,
We have a motion of support to adjourn the budget meeting. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Motion carries. Adjourned.
Oh, yeah. It's my dad's, actually.